Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on our history of philosophy. This time we'll be talking about Pythagoras. Pythagoras? I've heard that name. Well, yeah, probably you've heard that name in your math lessons, right? Does the theorem of Pythagoras ring a bell? Yeah, the theorem of Pythagoras. The theorem of Pythagoras said that c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Yes, exactly. But wasn't this a philosophy channel? Why are we gonna talk about a guy that did maths? The fact is that the guy you studied in maths was actually the leader and the founder of a philosophical and religious sect that based all of reality on numbers. Pythagoras was born in Samos, a city of Greece, in the 6th century BC. But he lived in southern Italy, where he founded his philosophical school. Like the Milesians, Pythagoras can also be considered a seeker of the principle that underlies all of the various phenomena that he observed. In fact, it is said that he was the first person that coined the term philosopher to describe himself as a seeker and the lover of wisdom. He also marveled at the rhythmic movements of the tides, at the beauty of the starry sky, at the regularity of the changing seasons. But Pythagoras distinguished himself from the Milesians by his particular understanding of the nature of the arche. This was not a physical element like it was for the Milesians, but it was an immaterial principle. What astonished Pythagoras the most was that actually one could capture the presence of order, of harmony, of proportion in the world. Seasons follow one after another, always with the same rhythm, as it is in the life cycle of the living beings, from birth to death. And this harmony in nature was attributed by Pythagoras to the number. For this philosopher, the principle of all nature, the arche, was the numbers, because numbers can actually allow to establish a proportional relation between all things. What's incredible is that Galileo Galilei, one of the fathers of modern science, said that the world was a book written in mathematical characters. Well, Pythagoras said the same thing 2,000 years before him. Pythagoras and his disciples were also famous for showing how also music has a mathematical structure, where the various sounds depend on the length of the strings, among other factors. So science and music owe a great debt to Pythagoras and his disciples. Although without a clear connection to his philosophical and mathematical proposal, Pythagoras was also famous for sustaining the doctrine of the immortality of the soul and that of the transmigration of the souls. That is also known as the reincarnation. The soul is what really matters for Pythagoras, and man must free himself from the chains of the body, following the path of the use of reason in philosophy and science. Pythagoras was a thinker who influenced a lot and in many different fields. But we want to emphasize the fact that he insisted in the presence of order and harmony in nature, that the world is rational and that we can come to understand it. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Remember, if you're interested in knowing more, we'll leave in the description the links so you can go up to the files so you can keep on studying on the Presocratic philosophy, especially in Pythagoras.